Alright, what is up everybody? Today we're checking out every new evolved unit with the Easter update, Anime Last Stand. Sorry for this video coming out late, I did fall asleep during the update grind, but you know what they say, better late than never. So every new evolved unit from this update, with Overlord or higher, triple S stats I think on all of them, and then no skill tree max level. Thank you to my clanmates Gorilla, or Doggo, and Rick for letting me showcase these units. I do have two of them myself, but I'll start off with Bucci Zipper. So Bucci Zipper, this guy is going to be 650 to place, triple S everything, Overlord and Glorious. We have him doing 1.18 mil for 2.78 seconds. That is with one of his passives active Soulbound. On the final wave, wave 50 in Infinity, enter a state of resolve. You can see that right there above his head. Plus 30% crit damage, plus 50% damage, and plus 35% range. The Zipper mark is also guaranteed to be applied, which refers to his other passive here. Every attack has a 50% chance to inflict the Zipper mark on enemies. Enemies who have been hit 3 times with Zipper mark will be 30% more susceptible to crits and take 30% more crit damage from this unit, only for the next 3 attacks. So he's going to be debuffing them for his own crit damage. Every 5th attack instantly deal a crit hit, followed by an additional 50% more crit damage. So yeah, full crit base unit. If we upgrade him here, he is ground on placement, cone AoE. Very loud effects by the way, but Italian Zipper Punch, upgrade 5, he is a line AoE now, still ground, and much quieter effect, thank goodness. We max him out, Adaverchi. He's a circle AoE, he is now hybrid with Zipper Dissection. Upon activation, all enemies in this unit's AoE will be unzipped, and completely remove it from the map for 25 seconds. After this 25 second ends, enemies reappear in the same position they were at the time the ability was used. Enemies are now permanently marked with a Zipper mark, and are permanently subbed by 15% and take 15% more crit damage from all units. This ability can affect 3 enemies 3 times, with a 200 second move cooldown. Okay. A lot to read there. Pretty much like Obito's ability, he TPs them away, TPs them back, and then applies his own Zipper thing, and makes them take more crit damage from all units, so actually pretty good. But, there is Bucci. He's just, yeah, crit demon, bunch of crit passives, and also crit buffing for himself and other units with his ability. Pretty good. Moving on, we have Ice Queen Strongest, or Esdeath. Thank you Doggo for letting me showcase this unit. All triple S, no skill tree, level 85, and then she is going to be Glitch and Omnipotent. So, on placement doing 3.3 mil with Blizzard. Round unit, she is a line AoE it looks like, really annoying VFX, but alright. 2k to place by the way. If we check out her passive here, the Ice Queen. When Ice Queen attacks an enemy that is frozen, deal 2 times damage. Ice Queen's Blizzard damage also deals 2.3 times her Blizzard, or her damage instead of the usual 1.9. So she's a stronger Blizzard unit, okay? And Queen's Influence. Every 60 seconds mark a random unit in range with Charm. Units marked with Charm will do 100% more crit damage and 15% more damage for the next 15 seconds, so she is also a buffer. Okay. Pretty cheap upgrade so far. Just max her out here. Upgrade 6, she gains Ice Meteor, I'm guessing that's full, or Hybrid, sorry. Yep, Hybrid Circle AoE. 66 mil over 6.69 seconds with Blizzard, doing 125 mil. Yeah, the math on Blizzard is multiplying her current damage by 1.9 over the course of 9 seconds, but here we go. Mado, something like that. Queen's Influence, that's her countdown for her support passive, but she is now full AoE doing 220 mil over 9.66 seconds, hybrid. Pretty good actually, Blizzard doing 418. Max upgrade, Blizzard is doing 535. She has no ability or anything, but she does have her buffing passive, I guess. It's not too bad. Oh yeah, the math on her Blizzard is actually multiplying her damage by 2.3 instead of 1.9. But it's not too bad. She's actually pretty good, I think. Maybe. This is with Glitch and Omnipotent. Not that bad. Moving on to, I think, the main unit of the update, we have Modoky Goddess. She's a heal unit. Thank you Doggo for letting me showcase this one. 1.5k to place, all triple S, no skill tree, level 85, Overlord and Omnipotent. Doing 1.35 mil over 2.97 seconds. Looks like she did just buff herself there. She does have multiple passives, okay? We have Power Wishes. Every 90 seconds wish for a random buff which is attained for 60 seconds. These wishes are buffing her damage and nerfing damage of units on map, buffing her range but nerfing range of units on map, reducing her SPA but increasing SPA of units on map, buffing her crit rate but reducing crit rate to all units on map. So kind of a greedy self-buffer and unit debuffer. Hope. For each attack, has a 50% chance to purify enemies. Purification adds 1% damage and 1% range for every enemy in range with Purify. Once an enemy with Purify dies, lose a stat buff gained from Purify. Arrow of Salvation. Every minute, copy a unit in range damage and shoot at 75% effectiveness and apply a random effect off the arrow. So, she's going to copy a unit in range's damage, shoot at 75% of that, and apply a random effect. That is the countdown for Arrow of Salvation above her head. But, upgrade 5, Magical Arrows, she does become a bigger circle AoE. Multi-hitter looks like. Keep going. Magical Arrow Shower, upgrade 9. She is now full AoE. and no status effect or anything, but doing 305 mil every 10.4 seconds. She does now gain the ability on max upgrade, You Shall Never Despair. Goddess mode only. Upon activation, deal 1 trillion damage to all enemies on the map. If the enemy has a special type, Nuke deals 2 times damage, reduce bosses' HP by 50%, and normal enemies' HP by 20%. Ease enemies to the end of their despair quicker by increasing all damage output sources, dot damage crit by 100% for the next 150 seconds. Mark all enemies on the map with Purify permanently. So a bunch going on there, but mostly a 1 trillion times damage nuke, and then extra nuke with reducing boss HP and normal HP. Actually really good. Effect animations on for that, there we go. Want to pop the ability? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, she blows up a planet. And it does have a 6,000 second global cooldown. Cool. Alright, that is the goddess form apparently. Apparently she has 2 forms. We'll check out the witch form if we can. Okay, moving on, we have the witch form of Madoka. You can tell by the outfit. Same name and same stats and everything. Nothing to really go over here. But she does have different passives. Fallen Goddess. Once base reaches 1 life stock, transform into her witch form. Upon transformation, time stop all enemies for 20 seconds. Enemies currently on the map as well as all enemies which spawn into the map will automatically be permanently slowed by 15% and take 50% more damage from this unit until death. So just going to buff herself and kind of slow down enemies in her range or whatever on the map. Dominating Presence. All enemies in range are slowed by an additional 1% of their current speed per second in this unit's range, capped at 20%. Once an enemy has been in unit's range for 20 seconds, take 20% of this unit's damage every second until leaving this unit's range. Kind of like a damaging and slowing aura, like Gojo Bubble mixed with Cosmic Oro, maybe? Fear of the Witch. Once an enemy has come within 20% of this unit's range, cause them to walk backward for 5 seconds. After they walk back, stun the enemy for 3 seconds. This can only happen once per enemy. For every enemy in range with a fear-related effect, this unit can feast on the fear and increase damage by 5% per enemy. Cap of 100%. This buff is permanent. So if we max her out, yeah, same stats as before I believe, but full AoE and with the new passives. Pretty cool. That is the full showcase for Madoka, both the goddess form and the witch form. Next up we have Army Bulmy, Heavy Arms. I have one with Avatar and Defense Enchant, triple S everything, max level, no skill tree. She's on placement doing, whoa, okay, her damage is changing, but 800 to place. On placement she was doing, I guess, 537k, 585k for 3.46, oh, 488k for 3.46 seconds. Something with her passive is going on. Let's check them out. Every 20 seconds mark a random unit with Tactical. This mark increases units' range and damage and reduce SPA for 10 seconds. Actually a buffer, okay. And then Genius Engineering, every 20 seconds Bulmy upgrades her weapon system, increasing her damage by 10%, range by 5%, stacks up to 3 times per wave, and resets at the start of each wave. So she is buffing units in her range, and buffing herself. Okay. If you upgrade her here, she does have critical on placement, but ground unit line AoE for now. Upgrade 5, Minigun Onslaught. She's now a hybrid cone AoE. Still has the cripple effect. Rocket Launcher on upgrade 9. She's now a giant circle AoE. 129 mil, oh, 107 mil or 4.84 seconds. It's hard to get a consistent number from her. She is buffing herself, but max upgrade here with cripple, doing 190 mil or 4.84 seconds. And then let me check out. She does have a new passive, I think. Upgrade 9, she gains Capsule Supply Drop. Every 120 seconds, Bulmy drops a capsule, which delivers one of the following buffs and 30k cash. Cash only once per wave. 1. Minus 20% SPA to all allies on the field for 45 seconds. 2. 50% damage and 50% crit damage to all allies on the field for 45 seconds. And 3. 25% range to all allies on the field for 45 seconds. Pretty good as a farm, actually. 30k cash every wave, and then 120 second buff for 45. Not too bad as a support, but personal damage is not too great. I wouldn't recommend going for a super crazy trait on her. He's just kind of a buffer. The final showcase we have today, I'm happy about this one. I have the glitched and glorious Red Eye Assassin, or Akame. So she's going to be 700 to place, triple S everything, glitched glorious, no skill tree, level 85, for 1.26 mil or 2.81 seconds with the hemorrhage effect on placement. She's a circle AoE hybrid for now. She does have the passive Curse Blade. Each time this unit attacks an enemy, increase the dot damage taken from this unit by 15%, cap of 50%. So she can be buffing. For every attack she gets in, she does more dot damage. Pretty cool. Upgrade 5, she gets Severing Slashes. She does gain Mutilate here. And she's still hybrid, circle AoE, doing 44.4 mil or 5.63 seconds. Not too bad. Let's keep going. Upgrade 9, she gains Exterminating Slashes. Now doing 158 mil or 3.52 seconds with the Mutilate effect still. Max upgrade, she is now doing 177 mil with 444 mutilate damage every 3.52 seconds. Marasame's Curse, she has an ability. Upon activation, increases unit's dot damage by 50% and base damage by 25% for every attack this unit performs while in this mode. Gain 2% SPA, so maybe like a debuff, because gaining SPA is not good. And gain 2% more damage, cap of 50%. Once this unit reaches this cap, stun unit for 15 seconds. After unit is no longer stunned, every attack lose 2% and SPA, damage and SPA return to original stats. Gain poison effect for 45 seconds after this process is complete. So if we pop the ability, we can see her gaining damage and losing, or gaining SPA I guess, but not in a good way. And I guess we wait for her poison to kick in. I actually want to see how much she's doing with poison after the process is complete. There we go, she does gain poison here after the full process is complete, so her stats are back to normal now after the full ability. And then she does have 250 seconds on her ability left, so pretty much half the cooldown. And she is doing... We don't know how much poison she's doing, but multiply her damage by 2.3 I think. I guess you have to do math for some of these things because I can't really see the poison number. Unfortunate. But that is every unit of the showcase, I think. Every unit of the Easter update is done. Thank you to my clan members again for letting me showcase these units. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I think that Esdeath is pretty good, Akame is pretty good, and Madoka might be pretty crazy for tournaments with the 1 trillion damage nuke. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next one. And have a great day.